Despite all odds, India has relentlessly maintained its growth momentum. This would not have been possible without the technological advancements. With adaptation of technology, its implementation, execution and regulation becomes important, and the government has recently introduced a number of significant regulatory changes aimed at addressing the growing concerns over public safety and the protection of the environment. These changes are expected to have a major impact on various industries and could potentially change the way we live our daily lives. In this bulletin, we'll take a closer look at what these changes are and what they mean for you. Hello viewers, I am Nivedita Verma and I welcome you to our new regulatory compliance bulletin series. Today, in this episode, we will revisit some of the major updates witnessed in the year 2022. Let's start with the bulletin. Cameras used in medical devices got covered under CRS scheme. They will be tested and certified under the category of digital or video cameras. However, the finished cameras registered as per the Medical Device Amendment Rule 2020 and tested and certified with IEC 60601 would not need to get registered under CRO. To promote India's digitization in BIS-CRS safety testing process, LIMS portal has been launched to provide the opportunity to the manufacturers to track the status of the safety testing and its requisite tested parameters on a daily basis. Along with the sequential testing, BIS have introduced parallel testing, which will significantly reduce the timeline of a host product certification under BIS-CRS certification, which will help the industry in reducing time to market. At initial level, a pilot project for mobile phone testing and certification has been launched for 6 months starting from 1st of January 2023 to 30th of June 2023. Requests for comments on draft quality control orders QCOs in line with the government vision of zero defect, zero effect in manufacturing, DPIIT is in the process of formulating quality control orders for various products. Said QCOs are issued by DPIIT in consonance with the WTO agreement on technical barriers to trade for industries falling under its domain. Currently, about 50 QCOs are proposed to be issued around the second quarter of 2023-2024. As per DPIIT department, the mandatory implementation date for air conditioners and its related parts, hermetic compressor and temperature sensing control is 1st of October 2023 and for refrigerating appliances is 1st of January 2024. BIS has resumed the on-site audit process. Audit is resumed only for those nations where the mandatory quarantine restrictions have been relaxed. BIS is now assigning the officer to carry out the audits in the nations where there are no travel restrictions and the grant of license has begun. In pursuance of making India an energy efficient nation, the Ministry of Power, in consultation with the BEE department, has updated its mandatory list with the most populous product, which is a part of every household in India, that is the ceiling fan, with effect from May 2022. The Department of Telecommunications has released the National Frequency Allocation Plan 2022. The NFAP aids stakeholders and policymakers in specifying how the RF spectrum will be used by providing the necessary data on frequency ranges ranging from 8.3 kHz to 3000 GHz. It is a collaborative endeavor of the Ministry of Defence, Department of Telecommunications, the Department of Space, along with all the other Indian departments that employ the radio frequency spectrum. The entire nation has joined hands to make the dream of a digital India and ease of doing business a reality. WPC, with the intent of aligning the regulatory roadmap in the interest of stakeholders, modified the ETASG approval process and started issuing the approval letter instantly after completing the submission of application on the Saral Sanchar portal. Implementation of products under Phase 3 and Phase 4 have been extended to 1st of July 2023. These extensions come as a huge comfort for the telecom industry and the manufacturers, who are struggling to meet the certification deadline due to various factors such as unavailability of adequate testing infrastructure in the country. In support of ease of doing business and reducing the compliance burden on the industry, TEC amended the validity of certificate from 5 years to 10 years. The regular certificates issued after 1st of July 2022 carry the validity of 10 years from the date of issuance. Certificates issued prior to 1st of July 2022 will be continued to be valid for 5 years. 5 product categories have been exempted from the scope of MTCTE to avoid dual certification. These categories are mobile user equipment or mobile handsets, servers, smartwatches, smart cameras and point-of-sale devices. TEC has moved 6 product categories from General Certification Scheme to Simple Certification Scheme, and these product categories are cordless phones, PABX, PON family of broadband equipment, transmission terminal equipment, equipments operating in 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz band, LAN switches and routers. It has been clarified the models of products covered in Phase 3 and Phase 4 but declared as end of life or end of sale before 1st of July 2023 will not be covered under MTCTE. Manufacturers will be allowed to import such models to fulfill warranty obligations without MTCTE certificate. NCCS has decided to implement the security certification of telecom products under COM6 scheme from 1st of July 2023. Further, voluntary certification for a few products under COM6 will begin in early 2023. To prevent the sale of fake vegan food, the FSSAI published a Gazette notification establishing the rule for vegan food. The notification has defined the vegan food as the food or food ingredients, including additives, flavoring enzymes, and carriers or processing aids that are not products of animal origin and in which at no stage of production and processing the highlighted animal origin ingredients have been used. The FSSAI released a draft notification on the Indian nutrition rating modeled after Health Star rating system. The regulation requires packaged food to display the prescribed format of INR by assigning a rating from half star, that is least healthy, to 5 stars, that is the healthiest. A food product with more stars will be able to meet daily nutrient requirements better. The Legal Metrology Department has issued a new extension for LMPC Amendment Rule 2022. The implementation date is now updated from 1st of December 2022 to 1st of January 2023. It has come into the notice of the department that all the manufacturers, packers, importers of non-edible vegetable oil, edible oil, vanaspati ghee and butter oil, etc. in volume mentioning the temperature at the time of packaging, the consumer may be cheated by this unfair method of packing the oil at a higher temperature to lower weight, since temperature and density are inversely related, with volume remaining unchanged. Therefore, the Legal Metrology Department has directed the manufacturers, packers, importers of the edible oil, etc. to pack the commodity declaring the volume or mass only without mentioning the temperature. The Department of Telecommunication has notified that mobile phone manufacturers will no longer need to register the IMEIs of locally made units for exports. Accordingly, the requirement of registration of the IMEIs of mobile phones manufactured in the country of export is kept in abeyance until further orders. There is, however, no change on the effective date for Mobile Device Equipment Identification Number Amendment Rule 2022. That is, the rule shall be enforced from 1st of January 2023. DOT has taken a significant step by issuing a notification which states that every manufacturer shall register the IMEI of every mobile phone manufactured in India with the Indian Counterfeit Device Restriction Portal of the Government of India. This should be done before the first sale of the mobile phone, and notifications become mandatory for all the Indian manufacturers from 1st of January 2023. The centralized EPR portal for filing e-waste EPR has been made operational from 17th of October 2022, easing the application procedure. Central Pollution Control Board has released the official gazette stating the implementation of 85 new products mentioned in the screen to have mandatory e-waste EPR requirements as per E-Waste Management Rules 2022. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has released a gazette notification named Battery Waste Management Rule 2022. New rules will replace Batteries Management and Handling Rule 2001. These rules cover all the type of batteries regardless of the chemistry, shape, volume, weight, material, composition and use. A centralized EPR portal for plastic packaging has been made available by the Central Pollution Control Board. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, in its notification of the Plastic Waste Management Rule, has restricted the use of single-use plastic. DBIIT has issued FAQs on paper import monitoring system, clarifying that registration is mandatory regardless of the mode of transportation within a certain time limit as notified. However, will not be applicable on air freighted goods as this mode is used for emergency and a very small volume, high value goods required at a very short notice. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare published a GSR notifying that from 1st of October 2022, Class A and Class B medical devices will be subject under licensing regime. CDSCO published the gazette indicating that the need for registration of Class A non-sterile and non-measuring equipments. A separate portal is being built specially for the registration of Class A non-sterile and non-measuring devices. This rule will be referred to as Chapter 3B in the MDR 2017. The conditions of exemptions are specified as shown. CDSCO issued an official GSR regarding the applicable registration requirement for the sale of medical devices at retail and wholesale. Previously, as per the MDR 2017, to buy or sell any medical device, a wholesale license or retail drug license was required under Form 20, 21, 20B and 21B. However, now, as per the new notification released, the Ministry has provided relief to the applicants, wherein a comparatively easy to apply registration certificate on Form MD42 is suitable to be used as specified in subclause 87A. So, here we come to the end of the bulletin. Stay tuned for more updates on regulatory compliances.